Well, hello again, and welcome to another episode of Holding History. Before I get into today's topic, just a quick quiz. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between these two seated Liberty quarters? Anyone tell the difference? I'm not talking about the year, and I'm not talking about the reverse design, motto versus no motto. Can anyone tell me the difference between these two coins? Both seated Liberty quarters. What is the difference? Well, we'll get into that in just a moment, and I'll give you a hint. It's a little bit of a trick question. Well, now that I have removed my deceptive staging techniques, is the answer a little more clear to you? Yes, the coin on the right appears quite a bit smaller than the coin on the left, and that is because the coin on the left is an 1858 quarter, but the coin on the right is an 1875 20-cent piece. I will show you the reverse to confirm. Now, I do have a point in showing you these two coins today, and it's something that I hope no one gets really angry at me about. I don't mean to tear up anybody's schemes that they're trying to run. As you'll see, on the left side, clearly marked $quarter, and on the right side, if I get a little bit of the glare out at the bottom, it's a completely different eagle facing the other way, and 20 cents at the bottom. But why I'm showing you this, and obviously the reason that these 20-cent pieces failed, one of the great reasons, was because they looked so much like the quarters. Side by side, you can easily tell which one is smaller, but at the same time, if you just have a whole roll of them, you could very easily mistake them for quarters. People did it in 1875, and people are still doing it today. There is a small following of people, and I used to be in that group, who follow seated Liberty quarter listings on eBay. And if you search for 1875s and 1876s, you may very well find quite a few out there of 20-cent pieces which are listed as quarters by people who just simply do not know what they have. They're selling an inherited collection or a stolen collection or their collection, and they just never researched the coins to find out exactly what they had, so they're selling them for quarters. They're not reading the back and seeing that it's a much more valuable 20-cent piece. So there we have the ethical and moral dilemma. I will confess, I have purchased one of those coins before, one of the mislisted or incorrectly listed 20-cent pieces as a quarter, and tried to flip it for a profit, maybe made $5 or $10, because again, there is a following of people out there on eBay who are making these purchases, and the coin got bid up to probably right under what an actual 20-cent piece would have been worth in that condition. But I was so excited about being able to scheme this eBay lister that I partook in that, and I didn't really make very much money and kind of felt bad about myself. So there is your ethical and moral dilemma. If you find something like that listed on eBay that someone just doesn't understand what they have, what is the moral and ethical thing to do? Is it to go ahead and ignore it? Well, they're not smart enough to figure out what they have, so I'm going to take advantage of the situation. Or should you send that person a message, especially if it's a high-grade coin, and say, listen, you've made a mistake. This is actually not a quarter. It's a much more valuable coin. Let me tell you a little bit about it, and save that person some heartache. So what do you think is the right thing to do? Is it okay to go ahead and get the deal on the coin and try to flip it or keep it for yourself, just like I have done before? Or is it more correct, is the humane thing to do to actually tell that person, hey, slow down, maybe you want to relist this or edit the listing or change the category, because you're about to lose out on a little bit more money than what you're probably going to get. So there is my 2 cents for today, or actually my 20 and 25 cents for today. Please leave a comment down below and tell me what you think, and I appreciate you watching. Oh, and one last thing, I almost forgot. Whether you're wanting to crusade and help all these people who are mislisting these 20-cent pieces, or whether you want to go and buy them all and try to flip them, the easiest way to find these mislisted pieces on eBay is to go ahead and search for the 1875, 1876 quarters, line them up in a grid, and look for this one key difference. For the 20-cent pieces, you'll notice a star right here directly behind the seated Liberty. On the quarters of the same year, there is no star directly behind the seated Liberty. The first star is above this rock or whatever it is that she's sitting on. So a star here indicates a 20-cent piece. No star here indicates quarter of the same year. So there you go. The easiest way to spot these on eBay.